Hi Aquarius, welcome to your July reading. We're going to do astrology first, and then we'll shuffle the cards with the camera overhead so you can see the cards as they fall and we can talk about them. And then the in-depth look at the cards will be in the extended. All right, so let's get started. People are annoying. People are annoying all month. And this is compounded even more if you have a significant other. So many Aquarians broke up with someone recently, and those of you who have not broken up and are still together may have gone through some adjustments already, but then it becomes very, very clear in July that whatever is really annoying you about your partner isn't about your partner at all, it's actually about you. And they may be triggering some insecurities or perceived inadequacies in you, places where you should be more organized, places in your life that you should be more on top of things and you're not. And even if they're not necessarily pointing them out, just their existence may be exacerbating the issue that you're trying very hard to avoid. So a lot of why people may be annoying right now is because they become these beacons for what you'd rather sublimate and not look at. So better not to take it out on them. And then it's easy, the second sentence here, it's too easy to take things out on others because you've got so much going on. You've got so much going on work-wise, but also just internally, you're going through a bit of an existential, not crisis, but you're having an existential conversation with yourself. And it's a running conversation, it's ongoing. On top of that, you have all these work things, and perhaps most of you have many work things happening at once. And so the mix of the two can really create a bit of a minefield. And, one wrong step by even the right person and boom. So you want to be very mindful of the fact that people are not aware of what's going on in your head. If they could hear the noise in your head, they would be a lot more gentle with you, but they don't. They don't know what's going on in your head. They may have some idea if they know you very well, but it's not even like your partner, if you have a partner, would know, because these are not things that are active stressors. It's not like you can turn to your partner and say, this is what's bothering me. It's much more ethereal than that. It's this kind of nebulous doubt that you have about what happens next with you. What is your next act? Who am I now? And you've been going through this for a while now. Last month it was really heavy, but now in Cancer season, it becomes this sort of annoyance to you. I want answers already. I don't like drifting like this. I don't like this up and down. I don't like this emotionality and this lack of concretized fact, where am I going next? What happens now? So those answers that you're looking for, when you don't get them the way that you want them, it can make you lash out at the people around you. It can make you do some strange things in your work environment that people would really think is out of character for you, like snapping at someone or being rude to someone. If you're single, it can push you out there into the world of toxic and casual relationships. It can make you rush. On the 5th, Mars enters Taurus, and so you'll want to rush anyway, and the best thing that you can do for yourself when Mars enters Taurus is to take your time and not let the transit push you, just like you don't want people pushing you, just like you don't want a partner pushing you, just like you don't want friends pushing you, just like you don't want your own ambitions pushing you. You want to push back and make room for yourself. From the transit, from other people, from your past, from whomever you've just left, from whoever is driving you crazy because they're in your space, doesn't matter. Take a little room. Now remember, you don't need to burn down the building to take a little room. Sometimes Aquarius is so afraid to set a boundary that they'd rather burn everything to the ground than just say, I need a little time alone. Don't do that. Just say you need time alone. The easiest way to keep the peace is to focus on what you want to do next and don't get caught in the minutia of the moment. So of course I'm always telling you should be in the moment, and equanimity, that was one of the titles of your videos, years ago, I think. And you are very good at it, but right now the moment turns into this kind of petty minutia, and it's really irritating and things are getting under your skin. So let's just focus on what comes next. Let's focus on all that, let's focus on where all that insecurity and all that fear is being projected into the future. Let's focus there. What are the questions that you're asking? Who am I now? What do I do from here? I mean, obviously we're going to look at the cards and we'll shuffle through and we'll see what the cards say. But the transit is what's brought you here. Everything that's going on culminates with Jupiter going retrograde on the 28th, and you start to get the answers that you've been searching for months, and some of you for years. So don't get frustrated right when you're getting to the point where you're going to start to find some answers. This is not the time to lose heart. Okay? And don't get into any sort of a aggravated money conversation with anyone. Your money, the way you're spending your money, the way you're making your money, your ambitions about your money, that's your business and it's nobody else's business. And if you feel too stressed out, and if you feel like it's affecting your health, if you feel like your heart is racing, if you feel faint, if you feel any of these things, like emotions are somehow affecting your body in a way that's negative, go to the doctor. Just go get checked out. Just go. Okay? And that brings me to my last point, which is tying up all these loose ends. When you have a bunch of things that you need to take care of and you're actively avoiding them for whatever reason, they become so much more stressful than actually doing the thing. So much more stressful, in fact, that it paralyzes you and then you can't do anything at all, and then things start to pile up. And this is not the time to be doing that with your grievances and your annoyances. However you're feeling right now towards the external, it's only because the answers are not coming fast enough, and you're not used to not having the answers. You're not used to not knowing. It's this question hanging in the air that's really irritating to you. But at the end of July, when you've gone through the highs and lows of interpersonal relationships, which is, Cancer season, then you will start to get these answers, and they'll be smooth and they'll be easy, and they won't be perhaps what you wanted to hear. Some of the answers will definitely surprise you, but it'll be what you need. So don't give up. You're very close, and it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good. Being annoyed is okay. You're allowed to be annoyed sometimes. You're allowed to not be, the bright, shining center that keeps everybody positive. You can give that roll up once in a while if you want. That's okay. We still love you. You know that, right? Do you know that? Let's shuffle. Let's look at the cards. I love you. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome to your mid-July reading. All right. So, if we look at the astrology, people have been getting on your nerves. And as of today, you may feel that need to rush. I think it's you getting ready for Leo season. Right now, there's this need to figure out, what do you hang on to? What stays? When this moon cycle comes upon you. You got a full moon coming up in your sign soon. Full moon tonight in Capricorn. Full moon tonight in your 12th house. Perfect night for a reading. What do you hold on to? Many different ways to look at this. Do you hold on to that which you put a lot into? Things you invested in? Even if they're not paying much of a return anymore, or at least not right now. Do you hold on to that which makes you feel powerful? Makes you feel like that Leo placement across from you is, directing your relationships with people, directing your energy. It's the way people are seeing you. Is that what gets to stay? What gets you here? And how about this person? whether they are a mentor, a teacher, a parent, a colleague, a partner, someone who you hold in high esteem, someone who has a very fiery energy, someone who moves very quickly, and yet you find yourself moving very quickly too. They are so very interested in themselves, and you, my dear, are so very interested in you. So you can see where the problem can arise. In the astrology, we worried that perhaps when things get a little hectic, you may have a tendency to take that out on others. But here it seems that perhaps it's not so much taking it out on others as it is repressing it until you can't anymore, and then the ego takes over and says, someone has to take care of me too. So, to me, this is a lot about the past. And that makes sense, because where your focus needs to be is in the future. Well, why does that make sense? Because of your fixed nature. Often that can be your best indicator. When you start to reminisce too heavily about the past, it's time to move forward, baby. There's something waiting for you. And there it is. And what's this? Oh, glad we brought it up. There's something waiting for you. It's so much better than thinking about all this. Now, I know it's hard not to think about this stuff. It's just people can be so annoying. I know it's hard not to take stock of everything, but you're doing it every day almost, and you're thinking that maybe somewhere in that inventory of your mind is the solution to this malaise, this solution to whatever misunderstanding you have going on with yourself right now. There's a part of you that's like, come on, Aquarius, snap out of it. You know who you are. Well, sometimes the best thing to do is stop faking it and just take each thing as it comes and figure out who you are now just by observing yourself. Are you a person of truth? A person of honor? How do you behave when you make a mistake? How do you behave when others make a mistake? What is the most important thing to you? Is it others and living within that? Is it you, yourself, your path and your path alone? And where's the where's the happy medium? Where do we find that balance between ourselves and others? Especially if a romantic relationship is giving you a bit of a run for your money. Who knew it could be this difficult, right? Who knew it could be this difficult? Who knew that allowing yourself to perhaps let someone in, forgive someone, keep them in your life, who knew that could make so much grief and so much happiness at the same time? For you, Aquarius, when you have to deal with other people, being so keenly aware that they are a mirror of you can sometimes work to great detriment for you. Yes, they are a mirror of you, and so in that highly intellectualized approach, it is, of course, easy to forgive anyone just about anything. But then there's this other part of you that's being extremely irritated and annoyed, and you want to talk about the small stuff. You want to talk about the petty stuff. You feel like you're holding all the small stuff in, and now it's all becoming really big stuff, actually, right? But there's something here, and I wonder if you see it. I'll point it out, and then you tell me what you think. There's something deeper here. There's some... how do I put it? There's some deeper lesson of truth that your life is trying to show you with all these little bumps and bruises to get you back on the right road. These hard choices you seem to have to make between the old life and the new life, the person I used to be, the person I am now, all defined by my reactions to things, how well I'm able to control myself and also be completely honest. How do I look after myself and not somehow turn that into an extremely negative experience for everybody else? This, to me, looks like a conversation about mindset. Mindset when it comes to money, mindset when it comes to love, mindset when it comes to self-care and self-love, and what does that look like? And this 8 of Wands is like, anything you give me, just hurry up and give it to me so I can do something with it. We got places to go. We got stuff to do. So let's talk about it. What is this mindset? You've probably been bumped around for the last 2 weeks. I'm not saying that laughing. I mean, I've got 2 huge wounds on my face right now. Huge wounds on my face, not like the sides of my face, on my face. Talk about getting bumped around a little bit. Oh yeah. So I'm not laughing. I laugh when I'm uncomfortable. It just sounds like it's funny. So you've been bumped around a little to get you into this mindset. What is it? What is the mindset of attracting? I think it's more general than we make it out to be. I think that one of the ways that you keep someone from learning how to manifest or attract anything is by telling them to get really specific. Now, if you're working with psychocybernetics and you're getting really specific about your mental movie, about your self-image, yeah, totally, that works. But if we're talking about the things that we want in life, including this ability to manifest these great opportunities that just back up to us who we are. So you use the psychocybernetics, you use that technique of seeing yourself in that role in life that you want to be in and how it feels. It's a inventory of self. A way to overhaul that inventory if you so like. This, the energy of attracting money to you, this is not the same thing. This is not a specific thing. This is not you sitting somewhere thinking about an orange Ferrari until one appears in front of your house. That doesn't work. Why? Because someone who has an orange Ferrari wouldn't be sitting around thinking about how it's standing in front of their house. That has nothing to do with manifestation either way. It has nothing to do with attracting anything either way. If anything, it has to do with repelling it. That's a perfect way to repel whatever you want. Just sit and think about how much you want it all the time. So, now, again, I'm laughing because that's uncomfortable. We've all done it. We've all, at some point in our lives, bought into this idea that if we think about something long enough, it will happen. Aquarius shaking their head for the past couple of months like, nah, I don't know if this is how this all works. I have some questions about the simulation of my own, peeps. So how does it work? What is that secret sauce? What do you gotta imagine? What do you gotta feel? Umber, give it to me. What is it? What do I need to do to be the type of person that happens to? That this happens to? There. Look. You didn't even have to look. You didn't even have to shuffle. It's right there. This. Watch this. Watch this. You're going to love this. These readings are done in the muddy corner of my house. top left corner. Want to see something fun? It's the money manifestation corner. It's your wealth corner. I'm going to turn the camera, okay? Look what's in my wealth corner. Oh, is that a framed image of the Fool? Yeah, it definitely is. Okay. So, gotta put your money where your mouth is, baby. All right, so what is that? Why is it up in my money corner, in my wealth corner? Why does it sit here answering your questions so effortlessly? Is this person imagining a bridge right here? Excuse me, that we can't see? Is this person manifesting a bridge? Has this person been sitting at home and writing it out in a notebook over and over again? When I walk off that cliff, the bridge will be there. No. So what's he doing? Why so powerful? Why is it up on the wall over there? What is it? Why is it 0? Why does it start here and end here? Take a look. What is it? See, the card. One of the things I said at the event in LA, the cards never lie. And if you ask me why, I don't know. But the cards never, this is what I love about this setup. Why is your reading late? Because for the past 3 days I have been traveling and touring, and I didn't want to do your reading the way we used to do the readings, where you're looking like at an angle at the cards. I just don't want to do that anymore. This is too fly. This is too dope. You getting to see every card fall exactly in your face is what gives moments like this their importance. This is a very clear answer to a question that neither you nor I knew we were going to be asking ourselves when we were standing here. So what is this? No, you're right, Umber. He's not manifesting a bridge. He hasn't been thinking about a bridge. What has he been thinking about? What's this guy think about? What's that guy up on the wall think about? What do fools think about? Nothing. Right? Fool, listen, this is very profound. Listen. Sometimes we forget, because we use these cards so often, how very powerful these archetypes are. What does this guy think about? What do fools often think about? What's the criticism of fools? What does it mean to be foolish? Someone who doesn't think. But how can he manifest the bridge so he doesn't fall down if he's not thinking? Yeah, exactly. Because you don't manifest through thinking. He's not thinking about anything. He also doesn't need anything. Step number 2. Right? Right? If we're going to go through it, then let's talk about, it's not enough for me to be like, you need to learn how to attract money. That's the most useless type of shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not talking to you in circles with just a bunch of word salad and then being like, bye, thanks, that's your reading. So number 1, he's not thinking anything. He's not imagining anything. He's not thinking anything. 2, that's all he got? Oh. So we know what time he's on. He doesn't need anything either. Because it seems like that's all he has, and he seems perfectly content. Happy as a lark. Now, although he doesn't need anything, that's step 2. So you don't imagine anything. You're not even conscious. You're foolish. You're not having any thoughts. Your mind is a blank, idiot. You don't need anything because you figured out that these ones and zeros, this black and white that make up this world that we are obviously participating in, is a trap. And the less ones and zeros you burden yourself with, the happier and freer you are. So lack of need. Okay, no thought, no lack, no needs. Okay, all right, we're getting somewhere. That seems a bit closer to the mindset you need to be in to attract great wealth and great success. Seems counterintuitive, but no, because you're making all this empty space within your mind, within your heart. And the one thing not present at all is the ego. Well, perhaps here, biting at your feet. Come back, don't leave me. Number 3, that thing in you that my mother loves to call me, the me, in Urdu, the me. That thing in you that you must turn your back on, that will nip at your heels. The thing that has up until now tied you to the black and white and the ones and zeros of this place. How do you turn your back on that? How? I mean, because you've got the idea. Oh, okay, I get it. You can only ask for or manifest things that are totally pure. I know you're getting there. I've already figured it out, Umber. I'm smarter than that. Yeah. But how do you do that? You do that by understanding that the only wants that are worthy of manifestation, the only wants that are worthy of taking up that enterprise, are the ones that are so pure that they don't need to be questioned. You will have them. You trust. You have eradicated the need. You have eradicated the need for security, the need for stability, the need for shelter, the need for clothing, the need for food. You've eradicated the need to follow the pack and go along with everyone else. You've taken away everything that would make you ask for something or manifest something terrible. Fail-safes. And when you've turned your back on your ego and material possession, when you've taken up the white rose of peace, what will you manifest? Well, for one thing, obviously, a bridge. But not because you asked for one. Now, if there's anyone who's going to take to this highly abstract reading, it's going to be you. If this was Taurus's reading, I'm telling you now, they'd be furious. They'd be fucking furious. Right? But you get what I mean. And so if you're able to figure this out now, there's a great chance that when those conjunctions hit 27th to August 11th, which is where your reading really takes fire, you're going to be okay because you're figuring it out now. You see? But first, you've got to get these huge energetic insecurity blocks out of the way. Why do you think this person... Hold on. Sorry, I just need to drink something. Why do you think this person is so much stronger than you? Why do they need to be thought of in a way that makes you feel small? What do you need to do in your life? What do you need to focus on to get out of this intimidating, glut that you have going on with this person? It's the same thing you need to do to point this chariot in the right direction. It's all right here, like I said. The answer is here. Because it doesn't matter how many opportunities you get. What matters is what you're able to take and do and get paid for or get something out of and come out of it okay. Not just surviving, but being okay. Being good. There's a huge transition going on with that thought process for you guys right now. There was a time when it didn't matter if you were good at the end of the night, at the end of the day, at the end of the show, at the end of the interview, at the end of... It didn't matter. Just that you got it done. But things are changing, and when these opportunities come along, ask the questions. What happens after? Will I still be okay? Will this be too difficult, but I'm just so good at pushing through and neglecting myself that I'll be able to get it done? Is that a way I still want to live, or do I want to turn everything over? Do I truly want to leave behind all these things that at some point I thought I wanted more than anything? Do I do that? And what happens in August when you somehow get here and this begins to happen? What's that? What's the Empress? Big financial security, however it comes to you. Promotions at work, being asked to become a part of the business, getting engaged to someone who is quite well off, all of these things, many others too. A great idea that blossoms into something in a couple of years but starts now. So many roads leading here from here. So many direct roads, say the cards. Just take one. But what will happen to my relationship if I take one? Your relationship will be fine. Don't worry about your relationship with others. Worry about your relationship with yourself. We're going to use these cards in the extended and also this Leo situation. What happens when you exhibit some power, Aquarius? Oh, right. The same thing that happens when you say anything to Leos. They get mad. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I love you, love you. Oh, I'm so happy with the setup. Here are all the cards. Let me just show them to you all together before we go. All right, there you are. A few words. The extended is available on Patreon and also on Vimeo. Both those links are below. Patreon really is the easiest way to get all the stuff. The first part of this reading was up 2 weeks ago. Here's the second part and then the extended, and you get each part of the video and the extended as they are done, not as they go up. And you just get an email from Patreon, so it's really, really cool. If you're interested in a personal reading, there is a link to a Cameo service below, and you can get a reading through there. And I would like to take a moment and say thank you to everyone who came to the Los Angeles Satsang, which was sold out, and the Denver Satsang, which was also sold out. They were incredible. I had so much fun meeting everyone. The pictures were wonderful. The time was wonderful. The after parties were lit. And New York, August 14th. I can't wait to see you. London, August 19th. And then we have Atlanta on the 26th, Miami on the 27th, and the Bay on September 2nd, inshallah. So that's 7 cities for the 7th anniversary Summer of Revolution tour. Tickets are selling fast. Some of them are going to sell out really quick. I think New York definitely being one of them, but also Miami. So take a look at all those links below, and I hope I get to meet you. All right, I'll see you in the extended in just a minute. Love you.